Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about some updates from qualifying for the Spanish Grand Prix. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. Now, the big talking point going into the Grand Prix weekend was this new technical directive, with the FIA clamping down on flexing on the front wings. And there was a lot of talk about it, could it impact McLaren? Ferrari said the technical directive could be a game changer for them, but really, it's business as usual. And if anything, it looks like McLaren have just gotten faster. And they managed to secure a front row lockout in Spain. It did look close between Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, but it was Piastri who was able to get pole. Again, in the final runs in Q3, he just looked more composed, more under control. Norris, it seemed he was overdriving the car, having snaps of oversteer, and as I say, Piastri just looked relatively at one with the car, and he was able to get pole position. And speaking about taking pole, Piastri said, "Very happy, it's been a good weekend so far. Didn't start off in the best way, we were struggling a little bit, but last night we found some pace and today the car is mega, and I feel I've been able to put in some good laps as well. This was a pretty miserable scene 12 months ago, so to turn it around in the best way is a great result." Now, there was a moment between the two McLaren drivers at the start of Q3. Basically, Piastri was on a lap, Norris got out of the way, but then on the start-finish straight, as Piastri was finishing his lap, Norris tucked into the slipstream of Piastri. Now, Piastri noticed this pretty fast, and he moved over to the right, got onto the brakes to ensure he wasn't giving Norris a tow. Still though, Norris got a bit of a tow, and it was pretty cheeky, but sometimes that's what you've got to do to gain an advantage. And in his reply, Norris jokingly said, "We planned it the whole weekend," but then he went on to say, "No, I didn't know Oscar was going to go out first, to be honest. It's just I tried to get a slipstream from someone. I think I was unlucky it was Oscar. It was just coincidence. I was 10th or something in the queue. I don't know who I'm going to get a slipstream from because you're just waiting 2 minutes or something in the pit lane, so just coincidence." And Piastri said, "I went out very early for the first run of Q3, and I think it was just coincidence that Lando ended up being behind me on the opening lap. Of course, when you cross the line to start your lap, it's maybe not the nicest feeling, but we'll discuss it. There's nothing untoward going on, unless Lando's going to spill his master plan that he and Will Joseph had. I think it was just coincidence." But let's move on to Lance Stroll, with him being noted for an incident during qualifying. Now, Lance Stroll qualified P14 for the Grand Prix and was knocked out in Q2, but he's got to go and see the stewards, and that's for allegedly failing to follow the race director's events notes, specifically pertaining to driver weighing. Now, this was mentioned during qualifying, but the details were unclear. But now a report from technical delegate Joe Bauer has revealed more, with it saying, after the qualifying session, the driver Lance Stroll, car number 18, did not follow the post-qualifying driver's weighing procedure, as laid out in the race director's event notes. Firstly, the driver stayed 5 minutes in the team's garage before proceeding to the scales, and secondly, he did not proceed through the pit lane. I'm referring this matter to the stewards for their consideration. Now, one thing to note is when the technical delegate produces a report like this for any driver, it usually ends up in that driver receiving a major penalty. And usually it's disqualification, but I've not seen something like this before, so I don't know what the punishment would be, but given it's come from the technical delegate, this report, I think the penalty could be pretty big. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.